Welcome, everyone, to our Wednesday, June 10th meeting. If you'll stand and join with the pledge and a prayer.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, we ask that you bless our nation. We ask that for guidance while conducting county business. We ask that you grant us wisdom that the decisions that we make not only benefit our community, but they are pleasing unto you. All these things we ask in your name. Amen. Have the commissioners had an opportunity to review the minutes? I'll take that back. Let's do, before we do all these, let's do this hearing for Rain Tree. Scott, if you'd step forward and kind of go through this with us. Yeah, please. I mean, we've all got the order for the unsafe building. If you just kind of like to get us, everybody else up to speed so they know what we're talking about as far as where you're at with it.
So this all started 5 years ago. One of the mezzanines fell on one side of the building. It's all concrete, rebar goes in to the floor. The ceiling of the first floor is the floor of the second floor. Okay, so anyway, they've so much deterioration over the years from all the salt and everything, it collapsed. At that point, they got a structural engineer. We asked them to get a structural engineer, do a walkthrough of both sides, determine if it was safe, unsafe, and remedies to fix that. They did that. Since then, the pool area had a lot of water damage over the years, and there's a big hole in the ceiling. Okay, there's a lot of risks to that. They're storing a lot of things in that area because they don't really have anywhere else to put it. Multiple things that are unsafe but fixable. I have asked them to fix them. They have done some things and they're started to do more, but they haven't really shown there's progress, just not as fast as it needs to be. So my recommendations are listed in here. Do you want me to go through those?
Yeah, just for public record, yes.
Yes. So,
Since they don't, just a second, this is the Rain Tree Inn out on Highway 3. For those that don't know what building we're talking about.
remove all property from the area of the building where the pool is located. Eliminate all points of access to the area of the building where the pool is located. Post signs indicating in that pool area that no one is allowed to be in there. There are some suites on the lower level that has access to the pool area from those rooms. I want those barricaded as well to where people can't step out to smoke or whatever, and then something catches fire. And let's see, to continue to prevent access to the area where the pool is located until such time as a licensed and structural engineer evaluates the damage to and the structural integrity of the roof over the area where the pool is located, and any recommended repairs are performed. The attic space in the northern building needs to be repaired to meet all applicable fire safety standards for the building. It's used as a motel. What this is every 3,000 square feet of a attic space has got to have some type of fire blocking barricade so that it will stop the fire from increasing volume really fast. Right now, all it is a bunch of drywall. A lot of the drywall has fallen down. When I talked to the maintenance guy, he said they were in the process of fixing it. I don't know where the progress is. I just know that it has to be done. The fire suppression system should be repaired. I don't know if there's anything wrong with the fire system, but with that big hole in that area, if something catches fire, it's gonna get sucked up into the attic and bypass the fire suppression system and then catch the other parts of the roof on fire. So that's what that's referring to. The second story of the south building should have all accesses to the second floor barricaded and removed. They've done most of that except for one. And then the south building should be evaluated by a structural engineer due to the prolonged exposure of the concrete over time. Any structural repairs must be designed and approved by a licensed engineer or architect, and appropriate state design releases must be obtained, as well as building permits. Joel wrote this up. He gave timelines on certain things. The smaller items will be done in 10 days, then 45 days, and then 60 days overall. That's pretty much all I have. Questions or anything like that?
Right now,
My goal is to just, if people are gonna continue to stay there, make sure that there's no way that a door can be propped open and somebody can go in there and something could happen. That's my biggest worry. And then the south building has not had anything looked at since then. They've taken down the south side mezzanine and all that concrete is exposed, and the concrete appears to me to be delaminating, and it's in pretty bad shape. I'm not an engineer, but my opinion is it looks unsafe. Until I'm proven wrong, that's what I said.
How many people do you think are staying there now?
It's never full, and the hotel has said that those bottom rooms, they never get rented, but there's still a chance of one getting rented. I really don't know. Maybe 10 people. I know there are people that do live there. They pay rent to live there. I really don't know, Joe.
Thank you.
when was the last communication that you had with them pertaining to this and that, because they know it's coming, obviously?
Yeah, it's probably been probably 3 or 4 weeks, I think, since I talked to the maintenance guy. And then I was there and talked to the lady at the front desk and told her that if this stuff didn't get done, we were gonna have to continue with the order. I'm sure, I mean, they know because they're working on it again. So I would say in the last week, I've talked to somebody, just, I haven't talked to the owners or anything like that, just the workers there.
Any other questions?
I just want to make sure I understand. Can you describe the process where the county would effectuate the repairs and recover the costs from you or against the real estate? I just want to make sure I understand that correctly.
Sure. This is part of the process by sending this order out. If they do not comply with it, then the county can take steps to effectuate the repairs and attempt to recover it from the property owner. Typically, I have only seen that done when you file a complaint in court and then get a court order authorizing it, just because that is an extra layer of process rather than just going out and doing it.
Is that saying that we would try to take the property to recover costs? I mean,
Sometimes that's what ultimately ends up happening, but no, that would be the very end of the process. Would be you could ask that the property be sold to satisfy the costs.
Questions? I'm open to a recommendation as far as whether we send this out. I think it needs to be done because this has been going on for far too long and it's becoming a safety risk.
And Steve, just for record purposes, your job today would be whether to affirm the order or to rescind the order. It did actually get sent to Raintree Inn.
So they do actually.
So they should have a copy of this, yes.
is there anyone here from Raintree Inn that wants to speak? Is there anyone here from Raintree Inn?
I don't see anyone.
Okay.
So. Nope.
So I make a motion to affirm the order to remediate an unsafe building.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to affirm. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries 3-0. Thank you, Scott. Going forward, have the commissioners had an opportunity to review the minutes of previous meeting? And so do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries 3-0. Have the commissioner had the opportunity to review the claims? And if so, do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries 3-0. Have the commissioners had an opportunity to review the payroll? And if so, do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Next up, I have a letter service notice for the Department of Environmental Management has received a construction permit application for the Dollar General. New well is located in Springport. Mr. Green, do you have any idea what this is actually about? Because that building is pretty much done. So I was trying to make sure that what we were, is this just for them drilling?
I don't have a copy of what they sent to you. I'll change that. You have a copy of that. That was back in May when they sent that. They, and then when it's a structure that's a commercial structure, the Indiana Department of Environmental Management gets involved in that, correct, Shaylee? Since it's a commercial operation, IDEM does those. Yeah.
Do you know anything about it?
Yes.
Oh, you betcha.
I have a copy of this.
I believe what it is their original well permit had expired.
Okay.
So they had to go through the process to obtain, or renew that permit. In the process of building it, though, they had a septic site that they had outlined during construction. They completely, destroyed it essentially. So now, we were kind of waiting on this well permit to get renewed. They are going to do a holding tank, on a pump and haul order for their septic system.
Do we know if they have to relocate the well as well?
We were told the well was going in the same location, so, everything we have is it was the same location. It didn't move. They just had, their time had lapsed to get it drilled. That's what I know.
And you're okay with all this as it's presented?
As long as, I haven't confirmed that the well is going back where it was supposed to, but Doug did confirm that it was going in the same location.
Okay. I just want to make sure before we do anything with this, because I'm not sure it's just informational or since they've applied for a permit, I want to make sure that if they're getting a permit, that we're approving this correctly. That you guys have went over it and everything's. So as long as you guys have it in your hands and it's okay, then it's just informational on our end and I'm okay with that.
Yes, as far as
Alright.
I know, it's not moving from the previous permit location. It's just a renewal of.
I just wanted to make sure because that
Yeah.
building is up. So when,
Yes.
you know, it looked like it was almost completed.
It is.
Okay.
It is. They're just waiting to get the well drilled and the tank set. so they
Okay.
have to get off-
I just wanted to make sure. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Next, we have a Rumpke Waste Service Indiana landfill to interested parties to, and this is informational for their air permit application is referenced above. If anyone had any questions on that. And next up, we have the monthly treasurer's report for April. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries 3-0. Next, we have the clerk's report for May of 2026. Do I have a motion on that?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Next up, we have the affidavit for the Okra on Neil's Custom Exterior for $4,445. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries 3-0. Next up, EDC, Penny. Well, if you don't have anything, how can I ask a question? Okay, anybody from the chamber? I don't see anybody from Josh. Mr. Craig.
Good morning, everybody. So we're just here today to get approval for some new testing fees that I sent you all previously. 6 new services that we'd like to provide through our low-cost blood work. It's the cost of the LabCorp fee plus $20 draw fee. That's for each of those 6 services. Just looking here for your approval to start those services.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0.
Thank you.
No problem. Let's see, Mr. Clark. Braden. And Joe. Or Joe, however you want to do this.
I left at the office, it's, the interlocal agreement, I was gonna ask about that today, Joel would, prepared a document for the town of Blountsville,
Yeah.
but they're bringing me the documentation, I thought I left it at the office.
Have you reviewed that?
I have, I prepared it, so.
So it's,
Yeah,
so we can go ahead and approve
You
it
can approve it.
contingent on him getting here signed. You want to go ahead and make a motion to approve the interlocal agreement between Blountsville
It's the same
or
as,
to buy
It's for,
patch mix.
Oh, okay.
Material for
okay.
them being able to repair the pump.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion is made and second to approve the agreement between interlocal agreement between Blountsville. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries 3-0. You're up.
All right. Bridge 115, 400 south, east of 103.
Mhm.
I'd went out and tried to solicit a couple of contractors to do epoxy injection for that bridge. We got no response. So we dug a little further and found that there's a company in Indianapolis called Blakely's Concrete Masonry Services. They can do it. All right. The estimate was in the $40-some thousand range. I just got this today from Blakely's. They're saying their cost would be $22,039.74. Now, that's based on quantities, okay? So what I'm asking for is in case those quantities go up a little bit, a not to exceed of $26,000. Okay, so we're not, and if we need to, we'll come back before the board. We need to get this done and get moving forward, so.
Yeah.
If you can give me an approval, then I will, give them a notice to proceed and SJCA will be doing the inspection for this epoxy injection. And that's under another contract.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. And just for discussion, Joel, you're okay with this, doing this way because we've met all of our legal obligations since we put it up for bids and got no bids, so.
I'm
Just-
comfortable with this.
Okay. I have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries 3-0.
Thank you.
Did they give you a time frame that they may be able to complete it?
No, we've got to check with them and see how quickly they can get in there and get it. They need to do it when it's good and hot, so now's a good time to get started, so.
Thank you.
Mr. Rust, I don't see anybody from the surveyors. I was just gonna ask if you had anything afterwards, but because I didn't know who you were here representing today. Mr. Green, do you have anything under Plan Commission? See anybody from the Sheriff's Department? I know, I saw him standing back there. He's gone now.
So before you go and pass the sheriff's department,
Yes, ma'am.
are you guys going to discuss the payout? Are you going, the matron that retired, or are you going to pass it on and do it a little later? I gave you guys the information.
Want to go ahead and do it? Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead and discuss it. There was payout for Ann Bankston, holidays at 16 hours. There was vacation at 200 or 68 hours. For 2025, comp time for 22.25 hours. And I forget what the total on that was. Do you have that, Debbie?
$9,012 was the request.
There it is, right there. And we've had legal look at this. There was some questions on our end, but I'm at this point, for whatever the ramifications or possibilities of what may or may not transpire, we need to address a few more things on our handbook policy to clean this up a little more than what it already is. That being said, I would entertain a motion one way or the other.
So I think that the comp pay from 2022, I'm in favor of paying out because she was clearly tracking and using the holiday pay, which was from 2026. I think we had already made it clear at that point, I think if I recall correctly, that we weren't going to do comp pay for exempt employees. So, and then with Joel's recommendation that we pay vacation 2025, 2026, I'd make a motion that we pay the May 18, 2026 pay for 229.12. Okay. The vacation 2026 at 5,007 and the vacation 2025 at $1,947.52. And then the comp pay here, Debbie, was it calculated at her, is the 637.24?
This is her current rate.
It's at her current rate? Okay, so,
And you don't figure, it would be figured at her rate when she earned it.
right. So this is the incorrect rate if we calculated it at her 2022 pay rate? Is that, this listed here is incorrect? Okay, so I'll start my motion over that we pay the vacation 2025, $1,947.52, and the comp pay from 2022 at her 2022 rate. Okay,
Want to make sure you're done.
I just want to make sure I said what I meant to say.
Yep, that's what it sounded like.
Is the vacation 2025, is this amount right based on the correct pay, Debbie, from her 2025?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
25 and 26, they had made the same. I
Okay.
think 25 and 26 was the same salary.
Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0.
Okay, so I'm going to throw this out here.
Okay,
Every exempt employee keeps their comp time. Bobby keeps hers. I'm sure Penny keeps hers. Jody's office keeps hers. You just set a precedent. So every exempt employee that has kept their comp time is now going to come and ask for it to be paid out, and you cannot deny it.
So are they also using that comp time? They're,
Because they're exempt, they can't.
right,
Keep it,
right.
but they're exempt. They can't, they can't.
this
They
was the
can't use
legal
it.
ramification I was questioning you
This,
about, Joel.
they can't use it, but they keep it. Why wouldn't they? To know. Bobby can tell you every meeting she's been at. Jody can tell you every time Barb it works over this exempt. Bill can tell you every time Jody does. But they don't get to use it and they don't get it paid out. So now they will all bring it to you so you can pay it out because you just set a precedence.
Well, we can continue the conversation. She was using it. So she's tracking it, she's using it. Okay.
So in 2022, she would come to me or Steve and say, hey, I've already worked 50 hours this week or 60 hours this week. Can I take tomorrow off? Sure. That was not saying you were getting comp time. That was just saying you can take tomorrow off because you've already put in 60 hours this week. I never approved her having comp time or using comp time, to my knowledge, never once. It was always done in the manner of, I put in this many hours this week. It's Thursday. Can I take, I've got 12, I put in 60 hours. Can I take the rest of Thursday off and Friday off? It was never, I'm getting paid out comp time. It was, she worked it. She had put in that many hours and I said, sure, go ahead and take tomorrow off. It was never a, you're getting comp time and you're gonna be compensated for your comp time because she was an exempt employee.
So what comp time Bobby has, I'll go ahead and let her start using it out. And then when she does retire, you guys can pay it out. But I'll go ahead and let her, if that's the case, because she got to use it out, then you have to pay her. So from here on out, every exempt employee can start doing that. Because that is not how you treat your employees, to favor one and not the other. That is absolutely wrong.
Do we have any kind of time issue going? I feel like we solidified that in 2025 as far as exempt. So is there any type of, was it looser before and not now?
No exempt employee was ever paid out comp time.
They've never been able to. The
Just-
only, well, they're not now either. No, there's never been an exempt employee paid out comp time or been able to use it, ever. I've been here for a long time and it's never happened.
Okay.
Some of us don't even get it.
One, I mean, that's.
I'm not even allowed to accrue it.
She's not either.
Yeah. Well, I don't think no one is allowed to accrue. I just remember it was either 25, 24 that I think Ann was accruing here at the sheriff's office and we went back and reiterated that she can't. Was there something like that?
One in that one.
I don't know. I'm just asking the question.
She was in HR, she was exempt, and she was a matron, she was exempt. So there's no difference between when she was accruing or thought she could accrue and it was corrected when she was the matron or when she was HR. I guess, Brayden, you need to start tracking your comp time.
I already do. It's about 5 months.
I think that
I'm not joking.
I think the conversation's more productive if we just talk about it. We're all sitting here
Well,
listening. We don't need to get angry about it. Yeah.
You are setting a precedence here.
Yeah.
It's always been told, our employees are exempt as department heads, as chief deputies, HR have always been exempt. We've never been able to track their time. I've been here since when did I don't know,
100 years.
a long time. At the time, we couldn't even do it then. I mean, we've never, ever done that with our exempt employees. They've never, because they're exempt for a reason.
Sure.
If you're going to make it to where we're going to pay some out and pay some not out, then do away with exempt employees. Don't have anyone exempt.
I think we all want to treat everyone the same way. Steve, you were here in 2022 also. Do you see anything different in this?
I remember just like what Bobby said, when Ann would come in and she'd put in this many hours, then, and she asked, say she wasn't coming in, I always just assumed like Bobby, it was just, she was going home because she had her hours for the week. I didn't think we were.
And is that how you also, Debbie, if Bobby came to you and said, I worked extra so you can take,
No, Bobby works it. She just
Mhm.
works it and get paid. She doesn't have a choice because of what we do. It's really hard for her. If we're in the middle of a project and she comes in and says, I've hit my 40 hours or 35 hours this week, was kind of hard for her to stop in the middle of finances doing what we're doing. She just works it because that's just part of it, the same as Braden.
So why,
That's just part of the job.
why do you track it out of curiosity? Just curious. Why track it then out of curiosity?
Why not?
I don't
mean,
know. I'm just
why- I mean,
curious
because
why, if we're not going to pay it.
Because, well, now when she clocks in and out, she clocks in and out every day, it automatically removes it. But I don't know, she's just always tracked it. She just, because we've always kept sheets that every day you say what hours you work. I mean, that's our sheets we had to keep for the state. So our hours were always on those sheets
Okay.
that we had to work for the state, just as the same as what you're seeing right there Ann has. Every employee has that. They had that until we went on Right Step.
Okay.
During this time, was she being paid overtime? Because I know we've had instances where exempt employees occasionally have gotten overtime when they shouldn't have. Okay, I didn't know, because I think, I can't remember that there have been at least a couple positions that,
At least when I was.
Yeah.
I can't say for 25, but when I was in office from 21 through 24, no, she didn't.
and I think that's what Susan was referring to in 25. There were a couple positions I think that we caught that were exempt that had been receiving overtime for whatever reason.
There was at one time, and they changed the position because they wouldn't let voter registration use the chief deputy in voter registration used to get paid out for her comp time only during election time because they get so much. That point in time, they changed that position to make it a non-exempt so that she could get paid the overtime. Now it's back to an exempt employee because of the money that they make. And she doesn't get paid out the overtime. But it did used to be that they did, council stopped it and wouldn't let them pay it out anymore. So that's why they changed the position to an administrative assist. I don't remember what it was even as. It was changed to something so she could get overtime. Now it's back to an exempt position and Ashley is not getting paid out overtime.
So,
I want to say that happened with Renee. Yeah, it was with Renee.
And I guess when I looked at this, I mean, I thought if it was being tracked, it was being tracked for a reason such that for whatever reason, it was being treated as a non-exempt position, even if it was an
That's what I
exempt
thought when
position.
I
That
looked at it.
probably would change the way I viewed it a little bit. Because the way I was looking at this when I got it was I assumed, well, if it's being tracked, then it is in fact being treated as a non-exempt position, even if it should have been. So I tend to think if there wasn't in fact this practice of treating it as a non-exempt employee, I tend to think for consistency purposes, you probably shouldn't make that payout.
Yeah.
I guess when I looked at it, because this was being tracked and I probably should have asked the question, I was under the assumption that's just how things were going. And for whatever reason, we didn't catch it or nobody caught it. And that's just what the practice had been.
yeah, I think the intent of the board is not to pay out overtime for exempt and to treat everyone the exact same way. I just thought, same thing, this looks like it was being treated differently at the time.
Again, that's a state form. That's what we had to, that's how we used to have to keep our time for the state.
Okay.
Now we clock in and out, but that used to be how we had to keep our time for the state. That's what that form was.
The only other one I remember was Dale Stearns at the highway, and that we didn't pay his because, and that was the reason he left.
Can I clarify something? So what happens if you were in a non-exempt position and earn the comp time because you work the hours and then you go to an exempt position?
Yeah.
I assume, I mean, it's your time that you still earned, right? So you
Yeah.
should be able to use it or get paid that time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Absolutely.
what our policy says is if you go to an exempt position, then you are to be paid out at the end of your term as a non-exempt employee. Before you go into that exempt, you're supposed to be paid out that comp time.
You can make a new motion. Just make a new motion, yeah.
Okay. If I make a different motion, is there something to reflect the conversation? Is there something either of you want to say first?
No, that's why I made the comment that I didn't know from a legal standpoint where this was going to put us.
Right.
And we needed to clarify and clean up a little more on our handbook going forward to make sure this doesn't happen again. So if this cleans this up and clarifies it, I'm all for doing something different to make sure that
Okay.
happens.
Now I lost my chart. Hold on just a second. Okay, so I make a motion that we do not pay out the comp from 2022, but that we do pay out the vacation 2025, 68 hours at her 2025 rate.
Do we need to rescind the previous?
Yeah, I think you can go ahead and add that to the.
And
motion.
I rescind the previous motion, which included comp payout from 2022.
She had supervisor for her in 2022.
It was the commissioners. It was the
It-
commissioners. And
Was it, I mean, for tracking, I mean,
we did not get those.
it's obviously law, right? So.
But the commissioners did not get those.
The
I never saw her
discussion,
comp time. I never saw her comp time
I
law.
would think someone, I mean, I don't know.
yeah,
And as I stated, when she worked extra hours and maxed out, she would come to Steve or I and say, hey, I've worked 50 hours a week. It's Thursday afternoon. Can I go home and come back Monday? Absolutely.
yeah. To me, the critical issue is whether or not the position was being treated as non-exempt, which it looked to me like it, you know, but now it seems that,
Yeah, so it looked-
right.
She was not being treated as a non-exempt employee.
Okay. So my motion stands.
And I guess
Okay.
to clarify, Dale Stearns did not get paid his out when it was recognized. I think Susan, you said on the council at that time. Did
Yeah.
not get paid out everything
Nope.
because he was being treated as a non-exempt, but he was exempt and the council refused to pay him out. which I
Yeah.
think is ultimately right.
Yes.
So is there a motion?
Yeah, I do
Yep.
remember that.
We're not paying the comp time.
So yeah, to repeat the motion, it was to not pay the comp from 2022, but to pay vacation 2025 of 68 hours at the 2025 rate.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries 3-0. I hope this clears up, clarifies.
And if we need
obviously we need
to-
readdress
yeah.
our handbook going forward to make sure that this is covered, so we don't have this come up again.
Yeah.
Next, Debbie, do you have anything?
Yes. Just to remind you guys, and I talked to Jeff Gerald this morning, that, probably the 1st of July, maybe, somewhere in July, they are going to close the handicap entrance to the courthouse, possibly up to 1 week. I don't know. I think you guys might want to investigate. I don't know how it happens if we don't have handicap into there, how that works. So, but I just wanted you guys to make sure and remember that and make sure you address it.
Because I know they were going to do the first floor and the handicap. They're going to do one at a time. So not both of them are closed at the same time, but that doesn't help anybody who can't get in the building from the handicap ramp. That's to replace the tile at the front entrance on both of those, possibly the doors. I don't know if the doors are going to be in yet or not, but from a legal standpoint, I don't know what we do at that point.
Yeah, I mean, I think you'd have an obligation to try to offer some kind of alternative. So I think maybe, I don't know, if seeing if the paper can print something or putting something on the website about if someone can't access the building but needs services, here's a number to call. And try to come to some, if they need to get in and pay taxes or need some other county business they need to conduct during that week and need to be present, then we probably have an obligation to at least attempt to accommodate that.
That satisfy you, Debbie?
No, I don't care. I just want to make sure you guys did something. I mean, just so that you knew.
Yeah, because I don't know what exact date, because they
They
couldn't
just said
confirm
sometime
it.
1st of July.
So we'll have to make sure we have a notice printed for, and make some reasonable accommodations for that. I don't see anybody from the clerk's office. Memorial Park. Tom's just sitting there, so he's not gonna comment either. Okay. Assessors, recorder. Weights and measures. Mr. True. Okay. EMS. Treasurer's office. Boy, it's going good. Scott, do you have anything else being you're here? Or we already covered everything you need to do? Troy. I didn't forget you this time. Probation. Community corrections, okay. Moving forward. We have a IT request. Jeff, would you like to come up? You got several.
I do have several.
We're gonna do them all.
Okay. Which one are we looking at first? The Path Solutions,
Yes.
smallest one?
Yep.
That's software that Brian and I use virtually daily. It's stuff we've had in place for a year. I'm just asking for a renewal on the licensing.
It's at $3,722.81. Do I have a motion to renew that?
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Next up, we have the people-driven technology.
Okay, that one is for additional software that we do not currently have for like intrusion detection malware on the firewalls. I listed the total cost there, but it's actually over a 3-year period. So if you've got my little cheat sheet there, it shows year one. So this year it'd actually be 8674 and then 6134 for year 2 and 3. So it's a total outlay of 2942 broken over a 3-year period. This is something new.
Well, since I'm not an IT person, but I am aware of malware and stuff messing with us. And I don't like it. I just got one in the mail that said my medical history had been hacked by some entity somewhere, and I got to figure out what to do with all of that. But so I know what happens. So this is to help prevent those things.
It'll help.
Okay.
I'll take all the defense we can get.
I'll make a motion to approve the threat defense and malware license pending Joel's approval if it hasn't already been given.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Then
And the last thing is actually something we started last year. GIS department needs, we have to upgrade their software and their licensing. If you remember, Lisa
Mhm.
donated a server. We've got the server in place. Angie wants to finish out, get the license installed, the software installed. That requires additional help. So we're basically hiring that labor in because it's a specialized field. We get 140 hours of support for $25,000. Any specifics on that, she would have to answer. She is here, but
yes,
probably
I
doesn't
see
wanna
her.
come up here either.
Sure.
Well, yes, I would like to have a little more specifics because I know this is a critical issue with GIS and we've made a lot of strides forward in your department. I would like to continue to do so.
So this is to install ArcGIS Enterprise, which I talked about last year. So everything's moving more cloud-based, internet-based. So what we're doing now is very internal. This is going to help us share data for 911, for all those things. It's a pretty big install, and it has to do with firewalls and letting public in to grab some of our data. So we're hiring this company. They're going to come in, help me get the new server set up, look at what we're doing and where we're sharing data, help us get Enterprise installed, and then kind of help us get all the bugs worked out so it's running smoothly. It's a 1-year contract. It's like an annual 140 hours of 25,000. And then we can renew, like if we renew next year, we can renew on a smaller level, like a $10,000 level. And if we have any hours left over, those will roll over for next year too. It's a company that I know really well. I went to school with some of them. I've worked with them before, so I know they'll do a really good job for us.
You believe the 140 hours is adequate?
I talked to them about what all we need to do, and that's the one they suggested. get everything done that I need. Mhm.
That's great.
I think they were in their packet, they also had other, or maybe it wasn't in there,
It was.
other counties that they have worked with.
And there's a lot of them in Indiana.
Yeah, it says Hamilton, City of Goshen, Monroe County, City of Westfield, City of Noblesville, City of Fishers, City of Carmel, Madison County, City of Indianapolis. So, yeah.
Make a motion to approve the Cultivate Geospatial contract for 25,000 pending Joel's approval if he hasn't already given it.
Okay.
Motion's been made and seconded. I should ask, do you have that in your budget?
All of these are coming. out.
In the IT budget, yeah.
I always ask everybody else. I wanted to make sure I didn't forget to ask you.
We went over those dollars in that meeting. So yes, the money is there.
Yeah, I have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries 3-0. Next up, we have a quote from Piney, the Justice Center, to replace a valve for a fan powered box in room 348. It is leaking out of the valve stem and needs to be replaced at $1,520. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Next up, we have, I believe, $935 for Ryan Fire Protection quote for the fire pump controller. Is this the revised one, Troy, from last month? Minus the light bulb. So for $935 for the fire pump controller. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Next up, we have Unified Fee Schedule Amendment. This is our annual, isn't it? That we normally always approve. So any discussion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries 3-0. Next up, we have the ARA owner occupied rehabilitation draw number 7 for a total of $137,437. I signed 6 of these yesterday for improvements for people that were getting benefit from this program. So do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries 3-0. Do I have anything else and anything from the public? Hearing none. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.